Nana, Muhammad Paigambar, you name it, all Shirdi Sai Baba, they stay here. Now, this is Anhat Chakra, center position Shanta Durga, right position Rama Sita, left position Shiva Parvati. Here I didn't tell you, Swadhisthana Chakra, right side. Mother has requested them to play
One Hindi song.
one Hindi song.
Is composed by them, and also it is put to tune by them only. Swiss people have done that. Please give them a hand. They are from different parts of the world. Dr. Wells, for a while. I'm requesting Dr. Wells to.
That was not cut on.
Not working.
Yes.
I'm requesting him to say a few words about Sahaja Yoga because he has done a lot in the research and he's in charge of 7 hospitals in London. I hope there are some doctors here, so it would be interesting for the doctors to know the value of Sahaja Yoga from the medical point of view.
Dr. Wells is a clinical psychologist working in London. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, I'm not a clinical psychologist. I'm a psychiatrist. But I forgive my brother over there for... It's not an unusual mistake. I don't know if we have any medical or paramedical colleagues in the audience, but I am actually deeply humbled by the audience here tonight because you clearly know a great deal more than I do about the culture and the ideologies and the philosophies that Srimataji will be teaching us and talking to us about later on. I came to Sahaja Yoga myself about 12 years ago, and it has completely changed my life and my medical and psychiatric practice. The ideas and the teachings behind Sahaja Yoga were at first very strange to me because I was brought up in London, in the medical school system, learning anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, general scientific subjects. And the idea of a dormant spirit lying at the base of the spine and rising up the central channel through the chakra system and producing a spontaneous form of meditation as it passes through the Agya chakra was something that was strange to my understanding. I'm sure that there are people here who don't find this at all strange. What was particularly exciting was the realization, not only on a personal level, but on a professional level, that Srimataji's teachings have an extremely practical application in a number of different fields, but particularly in my field, which is that of medical science. This energy that is awakened, that will be awakened tonight for those who wish, has a particularly powerful healing quality. It has a quality of healing and nourishing. And once the system is activated, it restores balance in this whole system. So the energy rises, passing through the Agya chakra and out through the Sahasrara chakra. And then it descends down the right side, which is to do with action, and the left side, which is to do with desire. Restoring balance in these two sides of energy in the body. Sometimes these two levels become out of balance, so we can become too much on the right side, and this is seen in somebody such as myself, a typical type A personality, driving around London, having to work very hard, fairly ambitious, and sometimes people like myself get too much on the right side, and it's people like myself who get heart attacks at the age of 45. I'll actually be 45 in November, and I'm hoping it's not going to happen to me. People who are too much on the left are people who are lethargic, often miserable, often depressed, and my particular speciality is in people who take various substances, who misuse substances, drugs and alcohol. So for example, people who drink alcohol go over onto the left, people who take heroin go over onto the left, people who take amphetamines and cocaine go over onto the right. What we see in Sahaj Yoga, and I've been particularly impressed by the number of people who've come along to meetings such as this, who've had a very obvious alcohol or drug problem. And once the system is activated, the right and the left side are restored into balance. The meditation is quite spontaneous, and also, spontaneously, people lose their desire to drink alcohol or to take other drugs. And it's something that just happens quite spontaneously without any other form of psychological treatment. And there are, in fact, a number of people in the audience tonight who can vouch for this having happened to them, people who've had quite serious drug and alcohol problems. But in addition, it's not just people who are ill, it's people who are leading so-called normal lives but who perhaps don't feel very fulfilled, who particularly benefit from the awakening of this energy. And there is nobody I know who has come to Sahaj Yoga who has not found some extremely beneficial aspects to it, as well as a sense of depth and increased spiritual understanding. Some of us in Sahaj Yoga have been involved in a variety of research studies, and in particular in India. I don't know if my colleague Dr. Deepak Chugh is here, but he did a particularly interesting series of studies, both on normal subjects, and he looked at physiological parameters and showed that the skin resistance altered, that the blood pressure came down, and that there were a number of signs of deep relaxation in normal subjects. He then took subjects who had high blood pressure or hypertension and did a control study to demonstrate that after 16 weeks of practicing Sahaj Yoga, the blood pressure came down to a perfectly normal and acceptable level without the use of drugs, and furthermore, it stayed down with the continuing practice of Sahaj Yoga. He did a similar study on patients suffering from asthma and demonstrated very convincingly, to a highly statistically significant degree, that the respiratory system was greatly improved by the practice of Sahaj Yoga, so that the asthma disappeared and that no drugs were needed. If anybody's particularly interested in these studies, I'll be very happy to talk about them with you afterwards and to quote you references. There were a number of different studies done also on people with epilepsy, with quite profound changes in the EEG characteristics of people who ceased to have convulsions once they started practicing Sahaj Yoga. So Sahaj Yoga is not simply a fashion or a fad. It involves no diets, no funny clothes, and it is absolutely free. And what it provides us as individuals is a system of healing, of nourishment. People are unlikely to become ill once the system is flowing and once they pay attention so that the system keeps flowing. So it's a system actually of prevention of illness. It's also a system of curing illnesses. And there are a surprising number of conditions that will spontaneously disappear once the subject starts to practice Sahaja Yoga. It's a system of collective development. It's far more powerful when it's practiced collectively, and as Dr. Wallaker very eloquently told us earlier on, we were all at a large seminar today where there were several hundred people, and because we were there collectively, it was an extremely powerful experience, and we all entered into a very deep state of meditation. And as this can spread collectively, it therefore has important implications on society. If people can practice their meditation together and develop similar ideologies together to do with loving and peace and actually respect for each other as human beings and as individuals, with racial issues and sexual inequality issues being completely put aside, it can actually have very important implications for society and also for politics. So what we have, therefore, is a system of well-being and, perhaps most importantly, a system of enhanced spirituality. And to talk about spirituality, I can think of no better person to actually hand over to than Her Holiness Srimataji Nirmala Devi, who I am extremely honoured to have met and extremely honoured to have been a follower of for the last 12 years. Thank you, Srimataji.
I bow to all the seekers of truth. The truth is that we cannot the truth is that you cannot change it, you cannot transform it, and you cannot conceptualize it. Also, at this human awareness, you cannot know it. In the evolutionary process, we have come to this stage as human beings. But as we see the problems of the world, we realize that most of the problems are coming from human beings. And all these problems, if you analyze them, come from the problems of these centers which are within us. Because these centers cater to your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual being. Of course, in the medical science, it's not mentioned. But we have plexuses. And all these plexuses that we know of on a physical level are acted upon by these centers. But as you know, we believe in all specialization. So these days they say that if you have to have a doctor for this eye, you go to one doctor, and for the another eye to another doctor. But this is the science of totality, of the whole, where you have to trigger an energy which is lying in the sacrum bone. Just imagine, it was called sacrum by the Greeks, meaning they knew it's a sacred bone. Otherwise, why did they call it a sacrum bone? This energy, to pass through all these centers, to integrate them, to nourish them, and to enlighten them, and ultimately to break through your fontanelle bone area, which we call as talu, to connect it to the all-pervading power of Parama Chaitanya. It is described as Ruh in Quran, is described as all-pervading power of divine love in Torah. Also, it is described in the Bible as the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. Whatever you may call it. The truth is that you are not this body, this mind, these conditionings, this ego. Because you say this is my ego, my conditioning, my body. So my stands for which I? To whom does it belong? There must be someone. Now who runs your heart? If you ask a doctor, he'll say autonomous nervous system. But who is the auto? So the first truth is that you are the pure spirit, first. And the second truth is that there is an all-pervading power of divine love which does all the living work. We see these beautiful flowers. It's a miracle by itself. If you see this human body, doctors must be knowing, many questions we cannot answer. For example, any foreign body which enters into the body is thrown away, is the nature's law. But when it's the fetus, it is kept there till 9 months nicely, looked after, nourished, and then at the right time it is thrown away. How? There are many other things which I can talk to doctors, but at this moment we have to understand that science is all right, but it cannot answer all the questions. First of all, it is amoral. Science is amoral. And the second thing is that it cannot answer many questions. One of them is, why are we on this earth? I'm sorry, we are having a very marathon programs. So then we turn to religion. Where is the answer? And then we see the chaos of the religion. In the name of God, what people are doing. We can't understand these people who are in charge of religion. How can they be so corrupt, so money oriented, and absolutely without any morals? Any religion. It's no question of one religion or another religion. So what we find basically that all these religions are either they are power oriented or they are money oriented or both. So every intelligent man gets quite disillusioned and he doesn't know what to do. What's the use of following such a religion? It's absolutely a thing by which you become an atheist. But it is unscientific to be an atheist. When you have not found out there is God or not. If you say that you are an atheist, you have not been scientific. First find out if there is God or not. If you find it, then you have to accept that there is God. Now, Sahaja Yoga is not today's discovery. It has been there for ages in our country. As there are many Indians, I would say, this is your heritage, an ancient science. For example, we had 3 types of seekings in India. India has been really blessed by many seekers because the climate of that country is such. In their seeking, some of them followed the way of finding about matter, so they created Vedas. Another one was bhakti, because they could not answer questions, so why not we worship God in any form that we feel. But the third one was in the center, where they talked of Atma Sakshatkar, self-realization. Sitaji's father, Raja Janaka, gave realization to one gentleman called Nachiketa after taking his test for days together. This system existed more in Maharashtra, where the Nath Panthis used to give realization. But the tradition, parampara, was such that one guru will give realization to only one person. Till the time of Gyaneshwara, his guru was his own brother Nivruttinath. But Gyaneshwara took the permission of his brother that at least let me write about how this works out. Even in Gita, there is no mention of Kundalini. But he wrote Gyaneshwari, which is, we can say, the explanation of Gita, in which, in the 6th chapter, he wrote clearly about Kundalini. But people at the helm of affairs, who did not know how to awaken the Kundalini or this power, said that this chapter is Nishiddha, is not to be read. That's how the whole thing went into oblivion. And nobody even tried to find out about this Kundalini awakening. But after the writing of Gyanadeva, there was streams of saints who came, who were realized souls. You heard the Zogwa of Namadev. Namadev was in the 16th century. And what he says that, oh mother, give me the yoga, means the union with this divine power. In every village you go in Maharashtra, they sing it, but they don't know what it means. They are all asking for it, but they don't know what it means. And we had many in every part of India, every province, realized souls. Namadeva went to Punjab, where Guru Nanak very much honored him, and he wrote about Kundalini, about awakening, about realization as such a big book like that in Punjabi language. Of course, Nanak Sahib did a great job by taking all the poems or poetry of all the saints who were realized souls and put them in Granth Sahib. But all their efforts failed. Kabira says, "Kaise samajh aऊं, sab jagah andha." Also, when they started reading Granth Sahib, like Gita, they read Granth Sahib, they think by reading. So Kabira has said, "Padi padi pandita murakha bhayo." And in the 6th century, Adi Shankaracharya has said, "Mother, remove this Shabda Jalam, these webs of words, take me away from it." All these things were done. If you think I have done anything about it, is this, that I worked out a system, or you can say the permutations and combinations of these chakras in such a way that a mass realization can be given. A mass realization. It's remarkable. First, of course, I started with one person. Then we had about 12. And now I don't know, we have in thousands. Russia especially is a very sensitive country. Not only Russia, but all the Eastern Bloc. In all these countries, we have programs in the stadiums. And never less than 16,000 people attend. Never. America is very unfortunate that way. I don't know about Indians in America. But the sensitivity to spirituality has been dampened by the so-called freedom we have and the materialism which made us everything gross. By this materialism, our sensitivity to spirituality has been dampened. Otherwise, for an Indian, his moksha, his Atma Sakshatkar was the highest goal for anyone. How it was done, they used to go to gurus, this, that. But so many false gurus have come up as soon as they realized that in this Kali Yuga there are many seekers and that they can befool them, a market is there, so they started marketing. We have to use our common sense. Spirituality you can achieve through evolution, which is a living process. Living process of your evolution. Now, how much did we pay for our evolution? Now, this Mother Earth gives us all these flowers. How much do we pay her? Nothing. Because it's a living process. So, Sahaja Yoga means, Saha means with, Ja means born, is the right to achieve this union with the divine. is your right, is a fundamental right, especially for Indians, I would say. Because you are from the Yoga Bhumi. We are from the Yoga Bhumi. And this is your fundamental right to get your realization. But it cannot be forced. You have to choose it. You have to ask for it. You have to have pure desire to get it. This is the power of pure desire, which we call as Kundalini. She is your individual mother. She knows all about, is all recorded, taped as if. All about you, whatever you have done, whatever your desires are. It's all being taped. And this mother of yours is anxious to give you your second birth. As in Sanskrit, you know, a realized soul is called as Dvijaha, born twice. And a bird is also called as Dvijaha, meaning it's an egg first, and then a bird it becomes. In the same way, we are first human beings, and then we become enlightened souls. What Dr. Wells has told you is nothing compared to what can happen to you. Because it is your own power. It's your own. And you are not aware how fantastic you are. You don't know how many powers there are within. That's why we do not value it. For example, this instrument is made and is not connected to the mains. It has no identity, it has no meaning. It won't work unless and until we are connected to the mains. We have no idea, we are not aware at all as to what we are, how fantastic we could be, what we can do to ourselves and to others. It is very important for all of us to get this self-realization. Otherwise, there will be only two strata of people, those who are self-realized, others who are not. And as you see, the destructive forces are working. In America of yours, how many diseases you have which we have never heard before? Every time you come, you find a new disease coming up. All these destructive forces only on physical level, then on mental level, and then on spiritual level. So on one side, a man is getting destroyed from within. On the other side, from within, he is going to ascend and achieve eternal life. As a result of this happening, what you get? First you start feeling on your fingertips this all-pervading power. For the first time you feel it. You have never felt this all-pervading power before. For the first time you start feeling it. And also you start feeling this coming out of your fontanelle bone area. The cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. You see, you feel it. It's an experience. It is not just a lecture or a sermon, but it is an experience which you get. And once you get this experience, then you are amazed that you become absolutely peaceful within. People talk of peace. People get presents, and I've seen awards, I met them. There's no peace within. How can they spread peace if there's no peace within? So this peace is achieved automatically within yourself. Secondly, you become a witness of the whole thing, like a drama. You are not anymore involved into your problems, and so you can solve them better. You really become very compassionate as well as very dynamic. Now my age is now going to be 71 years of age. And I travel like. This morning I went for 3.5 hours onto the mountains, and I came here directly after the function we had. And I'm all right. What helps me is that I am just a witness. I am just watching. Like a drama, the whole thing is happening. Thirdly, you develop the sense of self-knowledge. Means you know your own chakras. You know all your chakras. For diagnosis, you don't have to go to doctors or anybody. You will immediately know that you have this chakra catching this chakra. Even the children will tell you, because you can feel them on your fingertips. 5, 6 and 7 and 5, 6 and 7. This one is for your left side, we can say on the emotional side, and this one on the physical and the mental side. Immediately you can feel it. And as soon as you feel it, if you know how to correct it, it's all. How these problems can be corrected is very simple. If you know that, you are a master. You can cure anyone because you also know the centers of others. You can feel. You are aware. Marathi they say जाणीव. And in Hindi the word is bodh. On your central nervous system you can feel it. You can feel that. And when you feel that, you know exactly, decoded. And even if you put 10 children and tie up their eyes, they'll say the same thing about a person. One thing is, first when I came to America, I was shocked because they said, if you don't take any money, then it is hocus pocus. And for 9 years I didn't come. Because I thought when people think money is the only way they can judge you, then they can never understand. So all the gurus and all these people came, made big money, befooled people, given them all kinds of problems. I don't mind if they wanted to make money, after all, it's going on everywhere. But they spoiled their kundalinis. They spoiled their ascent, which was very sinful, by mesmerizing, I don't know what all they did. As it is, today, I must tell you that there are thousands and thousands of people who have already received their realization. We are working in 55 nations. Also in India, it is spreading like fire. Doctor has told you about the doctors who have done research. But I tell you, cancer has been cured with surgery, no doubt. Blood cancer has been cured of so many people who were told that you are going to die after 1 month. I mean, doctors are honest. They certify 1 month you will die. But they have survived. And survived, some of them are 9 years, they are perfect. All kinds of psychosomatic troubles have been cured with this. Now, doctors should not worry that they lose their patients. They will not. Because how many people come to surgery? Just see now. How many there are? So most of them will be left to the doctor's lot. They shouldn't worry about that one. Only those who are specially blessed by wisdom will come to surgery. And thus, those people who are seeking the truth will be blessed, and they will get the benefit of this. But one has to have basic wisdom. Sahaja Yoga is not meant for idiots and stupid people. I mean, see, there are so many idiotic people in this world, such a great percentage, that we are surprised that how there are also so many destructive and horrible people. The reason is the last judgment, as they call it, or the resurrection time, or what you call as the Qiyamah in the Quran, is now. And every type of souls are taking birth. Some of them are cruel, some are like animals, some are absolutely hopeless cases. Nothing can work out with them. But also there are many seekers of truth, and they achieve it. Many. In Nal Damayanti Akhyan, it is written that Damayanti was separated from Nala, and one day Nala got hold of this Kali, and he said, now I'm going to kill you because you are such a person who puts people into Bhranti. So I'm going to kill you. He said, all right, you can kill me, but first understand my Mahatmya. Know what my importance is. My importance is that when Kali Yuga will come, all these people who are seeking me in the valleys and in the mountains, Dari Kandar, they will all be reborn and they will get their realization. So Nala said, then no, I will not kill you. And this is what Kali Yuga is the Ghor Kali Yuga. Because I told you all kinds of souls are taking birth. Ghor Kali Yuga. And in this Ghor Kali Yuga, this is going to work. I am happy today I am meeting so many of you here. Somehow or other I feel this year it is reaching the message to the Indians quite a lot. Also in New York I was surprised how they felt they should take to Sahaja Yoga. So, I have to tell you that it will take hardly 10 minutes for you to get your realization, not more than that. But those who do not want, I cannot force on them. All such people should leave the hall. It's hardly 10 minutes it will take. But after, like sprouting the seed, you have to look after it, at the most for a month, and you become masters. You will become masters of this art, and you can do a lot. There are so many miracles of Sahaja Yoga, not only on physical level, otherwise also, material level, financial level, all kinds, that I asked Phil Ward, who was playing on the harmonium, to compile them, because so many letters coming to me. And within 1 month he told me that it has piled up to my head now. How am I to select? I said, forget it. Because you are fantastic. Supposing you take one television set in a remote village where they have not seen electricity, and tell them you can see here lots of films and things, they'll say, what, this box? We also think we are all just boxes. No. Once you are put to the mains, you'll see, because it is built in within you. It is just built in. Please understand that nothing is to be built anymore. It's already there. Very well planned. In the center as shown, is there. Only once the awakening takes place, you will feel this all-pervading power. And all of you are going to get it. I assure you, you all are going to get it just now. But again, I would say, those who want to go, please go away. And also, I know you all have lots of questions. So many questions are there. And for the last 25 years, I've been doing nothing but answering questions. I'm quite an expert. But still I would say it's a mental acrobat. We have to go beyond mind. Because mental projection is limited, you know that. Even then, if you have questions, you can write to me and I'll answer them. But not important at this moment. Only have faith and self-confidence that you will all get your realization. It's very simple and will work out. I'm sorry for this really Indian style program we had today. It was arranged at a very late stage, and we had already this big seminar there, and then we rushed through and lost our way also. I don't know what happened. And then we reached here. But still, it has worked out. We have to have some patience with ourselves and also respect of our self-realization. People get their self-realization. All right? And then they feel very happy. Oh, I'm very happy. I'm the seventh heaven, this. I do it at home. It's not going to work out now. It's a collective happening. It's a collective organism which works. For example, if a nail is cut out, it will never grow. We have centers here. Of course, we don't take any money, so we don't have Taj Mahals and things to do the worship. It's simple. And if you people take some trouble for some time, you can yourself master it. You see here, today they were singing Indian songs so clearly. They have composed it, they have put the tune to it, and they sing it so clearly. Even in Sanskrit, you see, they sing the song which Adi Shankaracharya has written, which we cannot sing clearly. Some change has taken place, you can see. We have here people from all over the world today. You'll be surprised. Even from Australia, we have from Iran, from every place we have. And it is very surprisingly how they relate to each other, how they love each other, how they help each other. They go to any country, they have their brothers and sisters. And there is no problem of lust and greed. It's not like this, somebody's wife runs away with some. Never, 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 these things never come. Their eyes have become so innocent and so simple that there is no lust and greed. My husband used to always say that I am an awliya myself. But I can't make others, always used to say. Now he has seen. So he said, I give up. I am an honest man, I must accept that this is something really. You have made them into angels. That's a fact. We have people here from Japan, from Singapore, from all over. But if you see them, there's such bhaichara, as they say. No competition, no jealousies, nothing. Pure relationship is the purity, because they have become absolutely pure, khalis. We have established the khalistan because we are khalis. This is what Nanak Sahib has said, that become khalis. Whatever they have said has gone to waste now. All being twisted, I don't know, just for money. And for power. We have lots of Muslims. Some are here. Yesterday I had programs with Muslims and Jews. There are quite a lot of people here. They are all taking to it now and understanding that there's something missing the way we are being destroyed. And we too also, as Indians, have to know that this is our heritage. Medical science has come from Western life. This is the science of the roots. Our roots takes no time to know it and to understand. I also did my medicine and I used to wonder how will I be able to talk to doctors and the psychiatrists and psychologists. I managed. Because they see the proof, it is tangible. We can scientifically prove that it is so. You can see with your naked eyes in some people the rising of the power, but in very few where there is some obstruction. Normally it works like a jet. So now I think you are all ready to have your self-realization and we'll work it out. Just one thing we have to do is to take out our shoes, because this Mother Earth helps us a lot to take our problems, to absorb them. Just take them out. And you'll feel very comfortable also. Now, Dr. Wells will tell you how to nourish your own centers, which you will be doing only tonight. That's all. But there are 3 conditions. The first one is that you have to be absolutely self-confident that you will all get your self-realization tonight. Should be absolutely self-confident. That means you forget your past. That means that in no way condemn yourself. You should be pleasantly placed towards yourself, because you are a human being which is at the epitome of evolution. And it will take hardly a little journey, at the most from 3 to 4 feet, that's all. The second condition follows that you should have no guilt at all. Indians don't have so much as the Westerners are. I don't know why. They feel guilty for everything, you know. If they put the spoon on this side and this on that side, they feel guilty. But Indians that way are better, but I don't know. Maybe you might have imbibed some of the qualities of the Americans. If you have done any mistake, all right, face it and finish it off. But what's the use of feeling guilty and thinking you have done this wrong? I know of some people who go on thinking about small things like spilling a coffee. All their lives they think we spilled the coffee. So, nothing is so serious. And this all-pervading power is the ocean of forgiveness. And whatever wrong you have done can be easily dissolved by that ocean. So now don't think that you are guilty by any chance, but physically, from science point of view, is different, but from Sahaja Yoga point of view, if you feel guilty, you get the center on the left hand side of the Vishuddhi in the Jayapati, in top. And once you get this center caught up, you might get spondylitis, you might get angina. Angina is because of that, angina. Thirdly, you might get lethargic organs. It's a very serious thing. So why to have those serious things in ourselves by feeling guilty? As the men are, women also feel guilty for something very trivial. But what a serious thing that happens. So please don't feel guilty at all. Not at all. About anything. Especially at this moment when the Kundalini is rising and this center is catching, then it won't go through this center. Nowadays, also, people think that if they starve themselves or if they stand on their heads or maybe go to Himalayas, they will get realization. No. God is your Father. He is ocean of compassion. Why would He like you to suffer? Think of any father who makes his child suffer. So also this idea of fasting and all this suffering is all absurd. Some people talk of karmas. When this center opens on the optic chiasma, like this, all your karmas are sucked in. Doctor can show them on the yellow side. These are all your karmas, your ego. And the left side are your conditionings. They are all sucked in. So you become akarmis. Only the human beings think that they have done karmas. The dogs and the tigers don't think. Because they are pashu, they are in the pash of God. So they don't think. We have freedom. So we think we have done this wrong, that wrong. Or our ego sometimes, I am this, I am that. All that is sucked in by the Kundalini. I am just removing some of your thoughts which are there. So please don't try in any way to condemn yourself or judge yourself. Let the Kundalini judge. She knows. And as the mother that you had gave you birth, taking all the trouble upon herself, this Kundalini doesn't trouble you at all. She very delicately, beautifully rises and pierces through this fontanelle bone area. And you get the actualization of your baptism or your state of second birth. Actualization. Again, in Sahaja Yoga, we don't have to say don't do something, as doctor has told. You just automatically become that. Automatically you become righteous. Nothing is to be said, don't do, nothing. It just happens. For this, I have to give you a very simple example. If you have a snake in your hand, say I am holding a snake and I am an obstinate person, there is darkness. Somebody says, this is a snake. I'll say, no, it is a rope. Till the snake bites me, I'll say it's a rope. But if there's little light, I'll just throw it away myself. Nobody has to tell me anything in this way. It happens. So please have no guilt. And the third condition is even simple, is to forgive everyone in general without thinking of the people whom you have to forgive. Now here people will say it's very difficult. Many people say. Logically, whether you forgive or don't forgive, what do? It's a myth. You don't do anything. It's a myth. But if you don't forgive, then you play into wrong hands. Those who try to trouble you are happy, but you are torturing yourself. But at this moment, especially, the center of Agya, which is like this, like a cross, is absolutely constricted. If you don't forgive, it will never open. Just to feel that I forgive everyone, without thinking about them, it opens. And then the Kundalini will rise. As it is, you have tortured yourself by not forgiving. And now at this moment, please, don't miss the point. Just you have to say, I forgive everyone, without even thinking about them in general. I hope I have been able to convince you logically what is important. These are the only 3 simple conditions. And now we'll show you how we will nourish our centers on the left hand side, and then you have to close your eyes, and again we have to do the same thing, which is very simple. Again I say, it's nothing difficult. So please understand there are 2 powers, left and right. So both the feet should be apart from each other, and left hand should be comfortably placed on your lap. You have to sit comfortably. I told you don't have to go to Himalayas. Here on your seat you will get your realization. Put both your feet away from each other comfortably, and put the left hand, I think push back the shoes which should be comfortable. Yes. Push them back. Alright. Put the left hand towards me, which symbolizes that you desire to have your realization. Simple as that. Now, right hand is for action. Now it's very good to understand that first we put our hand on our heart. Inside the coat would be better. Now, in the heart resides the spirit, the Atma. English language, spirit means 3 things. Spirit means Bhoot, spirit means Daru, also spirit means Atma. But I mean Atma. Put it. Please keep your eyes open to see. Now, here resides the spirit. If you become the spirit, then in the light of the spirit you get the knowledge, and you become your own master, your own guide. So now, take down your hand in the upper portion of your abdomen on the left hand side. We are working on the left hand side. This is the center of your mastery. You will later on know everything, how it is, why it is made by or created by all the saints, all the seers and all the prophets, which is to be awakened when you become a master yourself. Then you take your right hand in the lower portion of your abdomen on the left hand side. Surprisingly, this is the center of pure divine knowledge, which manifests in your central nervous system. Means you become that. You become that knowledge. This is the new dimension you achieve in your realization, for your awareness. Now raise your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen. Now on your heart, please. And now, in the corner of your neck and shoulder, I have told you about this center. Turn your head to your right. Now you have to take your right hand on top of your forehead across and put down your head down like this. Here, you have to forgive everyone in general. Now you have to take your right hand on the back side of your head and push back your head. Here, without feeling guilty, without counting your mistakes, just for your satisfaction, you have to ask forgiveness from the all-pervading divine power. Now the last center is very important. Please stretch your palm fully. Stretch it. Now the center of your palm, you put it on the fontanelle bone area. Here, just where is the talu, which was a soft bone in your childhood, you can say. Now, push back your fingers so that there's a good pressure on your scalp. Push back. Now please put down your head. And now move your scalp slowly 7 times clockwise. Put down your head, put down your head. Done. That's all we have to do. But now you will have to close your eyes when I tell you, and you don't have to open. You can take out your spectacles, also helps your eyesight. Only open when I tell you. So now remember to put your both the feet apart from each other, your left hand on the left lap like that. And now put your right hand on your heart. Take out your spectacles, please. It will help you. Now close your eyes. Please close your eyes and don't open them till I tell you. Here, you have to ask me a very fundamental question about yourself. You can call me Sri Mataji or you can call me Mother. Mother, am I the spirit? Ask this question 3 times in your heart. Mother, am I the spirit? Now, if you become the spirit, you become your own master. So please put your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen on the left hand side and push it there with your fingers. Here you have to ask another fundamental question about yourself. Please ask me 3 times. Mother, am I my own master? Ask this question 3 times. Mother, am I my own master? Now, please take your right hand in the low portion of your abdomen on the left hand side. This center has got 6 petals. And I cannot force pure divine knowledge on you. You have to ask for it. So please ask 6 times, Mother, please give me pure divine knowledge. Now raise your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen on the left hand side. We have to now nourish these centers with our self-confidence. So please say 10 times, Mother, I am my own master. Please say it 10 times. Mother, I am my own master. I have already told you that you are not this body, this mind, these conditionings or ego, but you are the pure spirit. So please raise your right hand on your heart. And here you have to again say with self-confidence 12 times, Mother, I am the pure spirit. The all-pervading divine power is the ocean of compassion, ocean of knowledge, ocean of bliss and joy. But above all, it is the ocean of forgiveness, and whatever mistakes you might have committed can be easily dissolved by the power of this ocean of forgiveness. So please forgive yourself and raise your right hand in the corner of your neck and your shoulder and put your head to your left. Put your head to your left. It said to be to the right, I'm sorry. To the right. That's the correct. Put your head to your right. Now here you have to say 16 times again with full confidence in yourself. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Please say it 16 times. Mother, I am not guilty at all. This is the center of Sri Krishna, so you have to say it 16 times. Mother, I am not guilty at all. It's a Leela. All right. I have already explained logically that whether you forgive or don't forgive, you don't do anything. But if you don't forgive, then you play into wrong hands and torture yourself. Especially at this moment, if you don't forgive, your Agya Chakra won't open and the Kundalini won't rise. So please forgive everyone by putting your hand on top of your forehead across. Please put down your head. And here you have to say from your heart, not how many times, from your heart, Mother, I forgive everyone in general. Without feeling guilty, without counting your mistakes, just for your satisfaction. You have to ask forgiveness from this divine power. So please take your right hand on the back side of your head and push back your head. Here you have to say, O divine power, if I have done any mistake knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive them. Say it from your heart, not how many times. Just say it from your heart. Now the last center, please stretch your palm fully. Put the center of your palm on top of your fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone in your childhood, the talu. And now stretch back your fingers. It's very important. And put down your head. Here again, I cannot force self-realization on you. You have to ask for it. So please move your scalp slowly 7 times clockwise, saying, Mother, please give me self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Please say this 7 times. Now please take down your hands. Please open your eyes. You can wear your spectacles now. Now, please put both the hands towards me like this. And watch me without thinking. Just watch me without thinking. This is the first state which we call as Nirvichar Samadhi, the thoughtless awareness, where you are in the present. The thoughts comes to us from the past and the future, but in between is the present when there is no thought. But you are aware. You are thoughtlessly aware. Now, please put your right hand towards me like this, forward, and put down your head. And here you see now, if there's a cool or a hot breeze-like vibrations are coming, hot or cool, please don't put your hand on top of your head, as we say adhantri. Keep it higher. Some people get it much higher. If you have not forgiven or you are feeling guilty, then it would be hot. So it's time for you to correct it. See for yourself. Once again, please try with the left hand. Please put left hand towards me and now bend your head and see with the right hand. If there's a cool or a hot breeze coming out of your head. Some people get it far away, some closer. Please bend your head, bend your head. Now, lastly, please put your right hand towards me and see with the left hand again. If there's a cool or a hot breeze, put down your head. Please put down your head and see for yourself if there's a cool or a hot breeze is coming out of your fontanelle bone area. In one place, it will be in one place. Actually, you move out just to see, but then you see it from about one place, you feel it's coming out. Now, please raise both your hands towards the sky like this. Push back your head. Push back your head and ask any one of these questions 3 times. Mother, is this the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost? Or, Mother, is this the all-pervading power of divine love, Ruh? Or is it the Parama Chaitanya? Ask any one of these questions 3 times in your heart. Push back your head. All right, put down your head. Hands, please. Put your hands like this. You'll feel very relaxed. Now those who have felt cool or hot breeze out of their fontanelle bone area or on their fingertips or on their palms, please raise both your hands. May God bless you. So many of you have felt. Doctor साहब को नहीं हुआ? I think you got it. Just feel it. Put both the legs apart from each other. नहीं? It's there. You? आप लोगों का नहीं हुआ? आपके कोई गुरु है क्या? If you have some gurus, then maybe it might obstruct. Because these days you know what sort of gurus they are. हाँ सब हो गए. Some people did not feel it. Or it doesn't matter. They can be easily corrected just now. No problem on that. But most of you have felt it. I am very happy about it. Those who have not felt can just come on this side. There are Sir Yogis who will help you. Please. Take out your shoes. Just come this side. It will work out in no time. And the ladies could come on this side. Not to feel shy. It is maybe something wrong, some obstruction. Please come. Keep little space because they will have to work on your back. Just move forward. They are all Krishna Bhaktas. So let them ask the question. Ask them the question, finished. Dr. Savan से झालं. आप लेडीज इधर आइए. आइए सब लोग, शर्माने कोई बात नहीं. आप भी आइए. नहीं वो पीछे में उनके लिए. बसा. आइए बेटी, पार हो जाए. Please be seated. Please be seated. Who are the ladies? Well, come now. Come now. थोड़ी जगह छोड़ के बैठिए. बीच में जगह रखिए तो ये आके फिर आपके पीछे में काम करे. बीच में जगह रखिए हर एक लाइन में. जरा आगे आ जाइए. हाँ. We need some more Sahajogis, I think. Just move out a little bit so that there's space for. These people don't have anybody to help them. Come along. What? Please. यहाँ सामने देखो. यहाँ पर. If you have any guru, you better tell them. What? Can you work on him? Rajesh, आप इन पे work करिए. इनके लिए. There's somebody there. Yeah. He's working on him. You work on him, na? Who is there? सबके पास होगा. देख लो जरा. Smoke must be. Smoke करते हैं क्या? Doesn't matter. वो ठीक कर देंगे. ये सभी smoke ऑफ करते. शराब भी पीते थे. हाँ? क्या?
Follow-up meeting साठी announce.
हो अनाउंस करा.
I'm going to make one announcement.
हे क्या? कसं काय प्रकार?
I'm going to make one announcement. We will have follow-up meetings, as I told you before, Sri Mataji. came on the podium, that she gives realization, and then if you don't follow up in the meetings, then whatever blessings you gave you today, it has to manifest over a period of time. So, and you want to grow into a big tree, which she has put up sprout today. I'm glad everybody got realization. What we would do is I'm going to
Please be seated.
have Cerritos Park East negotiate with them for the follow-up meeting. But what we could do this coming Saturday, we could meet at my place. I'm going to give you the address. It is at the junction. It's on Shoemaker. I live in Cerritos.
Acha, let them write it down.
Yeah, you can please write down. The address is 18767. I'll repeat the house number. 18767 South Jeffrey Avenue. I'll spell it for you. Jeffrey, Jeffrey Avenue. In Cerritos, Cerritos. We all know Cerritos. California 90701. I'm going to give you my office number because I'm at my company from 9 to 9 almost. So I don't want you to leave message on my answering machine. We can directly talk. The number, direct line I'm going to give you. If I'm not there, my secretary will take message, but you can directly talk to me without, I got 4 or 5 lines, but this is my direct line I'm going to give you. Is 310-698-5701. This is the number for Sunita Chemicals. 310-698-5701.
Rajesh, ho gayi.
The reason I have given you this number, this number rolls over on another line. So you'll not find this number busy. We can meet this Saturday, 10 o'clock. So we have everything fresh. I tried to talk to you in less than half an hour, the best I could. Sri Mataji has done the best in short time, whatever we have. I'm glad you could come. I'm glad you could stay here.
मी भेटून घेते. भेटायला बोलून घ्याल जर कोणाला भेटायचं असलं याच्यातनं.
Now,
बाकीचं रिअलायझेशन
Sri Mataji has
व्हॉट्स इट
requested those who want to meet her
आस्क टू
can say hello to her. Please take a line. She's very happy.
Please bless
Please.
me and my family, Mataji.
And if you have any problems, you tell Dr. Varlikar, he let me know, and I'm sure that we'll be able to solve all the problems somehow. Dr. जरा पुढे घ्या खुर्ची.
I want to take my mother's charan.
फैमिली फ्रेंड ऐसी मदद
आप मुझे ब्लेस कीजिए.
Because Kamal dancer, I have not seen such a beautiful dance. Very good. Just ecstasy.
Thank you.
I got this. Wow. My Kamal, थोड़ी मोटी artist. ठीक है नहीं करते. What are you doing?
तुमके आशीर्वाद वाला.
श्री माता जी
आपके आशीर्वाद के लिए.
माताजी 81 मूवी मध्ये काम
Huh?
केलं. 81 movies she has danced in South,
She's
Acted.
very talented.
and
Quite sunder.
she dances kuchipudi on the
Kuchipudi.
yeah.
Bharatanatyam also my major. Kuchipudi my own creation. So Kathak also.
Kuchipudi. Is she the guru of that Kuchipudi?
Kuchipudi.
Dancing school in Madras?
Yeah, Chinna Satya master.
Yes. He is such a great man, and I went to that school and they showed me at least 50 girls dancing there.
Yeah, my teacher is MS Saiba. They both friends. He is my sister teacher, Sindhuri teacher. She running the same academy in Madras.
In Madras?
Yeah, she is Sri Shakti Sadhya Kalamiti.
श्री माताजी बॉब होप आहे ना इथे अमेरिकन
Oh.
बॉब होपच्या समोर कुचीपुडी केलंय आणि मेयर ब्रॅडली
What talent? Very talent. Your नजर लागली.
चेन्ना रेड्डी स्पेशल अवॉर्ड दिले गव्हर्नर ऑफ मद्रास.
Wow.
सो शी सेज तुमच्यासाठी मद्रासला प्रोग्राम अरेंज करायचा असेल शी कॅन टॉक टू चेन्ना.
Yeah, he is the governor of.
Huh?
He is the governor of the Madras.
अच्छा अच्छा.
So he is very good in the cultural dance.
Who?
Mr. Chennareddy, CM Chennareddy.
हाँ.
He is the ex-CMO right now. He is the governor of Madras. आप भी एक बार चरण रखिए मद्रास में, अच्छा रहेगा.
मद्रास जाते हैं ना हम हमेशा. और वो गए थे ना आपके उस एकेडमी में गए थे. और वो दूसरा है ना
Music
इसका,
academy.
जिधर रामायण किया था जहाँ पर
है हमारा
ये
रामानंद स्वामी.
Ravesky इसका वो जो है ना उनका,
N.T. Ramarao.
हाँ वो रामायण बहुत पूरा और 200 एक्टर्स रहते हैं, वो भी उन्होंने किया था. और सुपर पर इतना अपना देश में कितनी कला है.
बरोबर आहे.
और was so artificial. I'm a great admirer of all the artists.
It's my honor for today. Credit goes to Mr. Warlikar, leader.
No, not me.
But you don't come otherwise anywhere else. You go to London.
Yeah, I travel all over. But I want to talk to you personally. I want to come meet you.
All right. So tomorrow we'll organize it.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. May God bless you.
Please give hand to Vijay Banu. South Indian Bharatanatyam and cultural dance teacher here in Toronto. She runs a dance school. The moment I went to her school to keep mother's advertisement, she said, "Doctor, can I come and see your mother, real Devi?"
And also to hold my academy also, Mr. Jay Shah. He's,
Dr. Shah also is very
a
generous
support.
person. Yeah, he takes care of so many things.
I mean, to bring this art to this country, it's really good.
I have 4 categories: Kathak, Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, and Kathakali. Also, you guys playing the folk style Amba. I can also compose folk style
Choreography.
dances. मेरा एक प्रोजेक्ट आने वाली है दुर्गा के बारे में, अगर आप मेहरबानी किया तो.
हाँ बहुत अच्छे बहुत अच्छे.
टोटल मेरा 50 स्टूडेंट के
अच्छा,
तरफ से कर रहे हैं.
बनाओ तो
हाँ,
बहुत अच्छी. ये अपनी सारी हेरिटेज है, उसको रखना ही चाहिए क्योंकि सबसे ऊंची चीज़ है. इससे बढ़ के कोई चीज़ नहीं है. यहाँ के लोगों का डांस देखो तो कुछ है नहीं. My daughters used to do Bharatanatyam and also little bit of Kuchipudi, but they grew very tall.
Oh, yeah. मी नीताला विचारलं.
Talented.
मला सुरुवातीपासून भयंकर इंटरेस्ट आहे. आणि काय त्याचं आहे ते सगळं देवावर आहे.
बरोबर.
देवाच्या प्रार्थना.
वल्गॅरिटी
No.
तिने तुम्ही यायच्या आधी नवग्रह केलं. नवग्रहाचं डान्स केलं तिने.
That's my own count. About the 9 planets. And
But you
also,
must meet me. Tomorrow we'll organize. There is
Yes.
some time in between. We'll
I have
organize.
Dashavatar also, dance drama. Dashavatar.
Dashavatar.
10 incarnations of Lord Vishnu.
तिने फ्लोट केला होता इकडे आर्टिशिया सिटीसाठी. दे गॉट फर्स्ट प्राइज.
इथे प्रोग्राम्स होतात टाइम.
होतात ना इथे
They have a
depending on-
competition which is local height. Like, I mean, I speak little bit of Marathi, I hope you understand.
ही खरी महाराष्ट्रीयन आहे. कुलकर्णी हिचं नाव.
हा?
कुलकर्णी.
असं का?
पण हैदराबादला जन्म झालाय.
असं.
Bangalore and Anantapur, Andhra Pradesh.
अच्छा, that's all.
So we speak like a little माझी मराठी मंदी कन्नडी मिळेल.
हे पण तुमचं भरतनाट्यम जे आहे ते सर्जेराव म्हणून शिवाजीचे भाऊ होते धाकटे.
होय.
And he went to Nagapattinam,
Yes,
where he started this your Tilana and all that. He started there, and it's all written in Marathi. Can you
Yes.
imagine? This one lady called Bhide, she does this Bharatanatyam from Tanjavur.
The 2nd century, actually, the whole south ruled by Maratha Maharaj Bhojraj. He is the one first created the Devadasis. This is actually Rigvedic Shastra. Bhojraj. Bhojraj is Maratha Maharaj. उसके बाद में छत्रपति वगैरह है. Then उसी ने पहली बार women को responsibility दिया. Women can also perform devotional and spiritual performance in front of the God. That way they entered all the homeless, helpless people like a Devadasis. So the Val Mudras like Patakam, Tripatakam, Arthapatakam, Anjali Kapota, Karkatas, ये सब शिवा मुद्रास है. जब आगमा पूजा करते हैं आप ऋग्वेदिक पूजा तब ये सब करना पड़ता है. इसमें इसलिए पूरा फुटवर्क और एक्सप्रेशन या वो उसने भाग लिया, वुमेन ने भाग लिया. योगा द उच्चारण ऑफ द सिलेबस ब्राह्मण ने भाग लिया. ये सब मिक्स आई मीन
the whole outcome is beautiful.
That's the first is the credit goes to Maratha Maharaj. He is the first person. I mean, उसके बाद
I'm telling you the 16th century.
No, it's second century.
The 2nd century मध्ये आणखी शालिवाहनाचं पण पुष्कळ आहे.
Yeah, Shalivana second.
They are my forefathers. I am from Shalivana.
इसलिए अब पूरा दुनिया
हाँ, सब देवे
कारण सगळ्या दुनियेला तुम्ही हे शिकवता येईल जोक दॅट बिकॉज ऑफ द शालिवाहन.
Shalivana.
Shalivana's dynasty, I come from the same family. They were Rajputs to begin with. They went and settled down in Maharashtra. So then they were called as, they were given a caste by the Shivaji Maharaj. But otherwise they were Shalivanas and they were the Rajputs. Then they started taking lot of interest in. They used to carry the shawl of the Devi. They were also called Satvahanas. And that's how they developed a lot of this art and music and patterns of what.
No, this especially art after the Chola Maharaj, then Bhoj Maharaj, the first he is the Maharashtra Maharaj. So then after that Vikramaditya. Vikramaditya created.
Defeated by Shalivana.
Yes, he is also Vikramaditya born as a farmer. He is a real father, mother is farmers, but adopted by the king. So real विक्रमार्क का जो स्टोरी है ना उसी ने ही दोबारा सपोर्ट करना
उज्जैन में.
So इसलिए वो कर्नाटका and आंध्र प्रदेश equal to Maharashtra. There is no difference between those two states.
And Shalivana ruled there.
Yes.
In those two places they have got statues of Shalivana and all that. And they all spoke only Marathi language, though they were
Yes.
Rajputs.
आम्ही पुष्कळ लोक आहेत तंजावर महाराष्ट्र. इकडं मद्रास आम्ही कर्नाटका महाराष्ट्र. कर्नाटका
त्यांचं मराठी थोडं वेगळं आहे पण चांगलं व्यवस्थित
ऍक्सेंट आहे.
माझ्या नावला दिवाळीचं तिने आंब्याचं ग्रीटिंग कार्ड दिले मला. ग्रीटिंग कार्ड दिलंय दिवाळीसाठी. आंब्याचं चित्र वागेश्वरी आणि माझं नाव लिहिलं वरळीकर्णी. So she writes the Marathi थोडासा हैदराबाद स्टाईल, साऊथ इंडियन स्टाईल करते.
आमच्या ना कन्नडी मिळाल. कन्नड महाराष्ट्र. आंध्राच्या महाराष्ट्र या कन्नड.
They were officers, colleagues were officers in the Raja's colleague hotel. So
आमच्या माझा फर्स्ट written up कन्नडा, then Telugu, then Marathi, Hindi. My mom taught me everything. So a lot of people they believe I'm strictly Andhra Pradesh. But of course,
you look a Maharashtrian.
yes. My आमच्या तुमच्या तेजस आहे. आमच्या आज बड़ा मंदिर बना अल्टरनेट मंदिर. या वेंकटेश्वर टेम्पल बहुत बड़ा टेम्पल बना. मेरी माँ की कृपा आपके आशीर्वाद अब तक मैं इधर सर्वाइव कर रही हूँ.
बहुत अच्छा, बहुत आप बहुत कमाल के हैं. She can be world famous.
Please give her a hand. you for giving respectful recital. I have seen recitals all my life, and Sri Mataji must have seen thousands of them. But respectful recital, first time in my life.
त्यांच्या पुष्कळ डान्सर्स वगैरे आता झाले ना माझ्या
Wow.
कारण they you see the artists have a special sensitivity to spirituality. Somehow, even Muslims are. They have a special sensitivity to us. आता हे अमजद अली आहेत हे सगळे अगदी चरणावर
Wow. तुम्हाला काय अनुभव?
सईद रहमान माझ्या
त्यांना पाहिजे
त्यांनी माझा हसबंड सईद रहमान
काय? मी बोलायचं. This was, I mean, I don't know how to praise her because really very remarkable. And I was, most unexpectedly, I was really surprised how talented she is. She's very talented and a master. Because my daughters have done this dancing, I know. It's, I mean, she can be really called a very class dancer. And one day she will have a very big name in the whole world, I'm sure about it. I'm very sure. May God bless you.
रहमान but माझं रिलीजन हिंदू त्यांचे रिलीजन